The IMF has predicted India will be the fastest growing economy in the world by 2016. Moreover, businessman Adi Godre believes that India will become the largest economy in the world by 2050. Joining me to discuss India's economy is Siddhartha Rastogi, Associate Professor at the Indian Institute of Management, Indore. So Siddhartha, what are the factors behind these great expectations and what is your short and long-term view?
I think the factors behind this are twofold. First is that India has been showing some escalated growth rate, expected to take over a Chinese growth rate in 2016, and a new government which is actually considered to be very pro-market and business-friendly, economy-friendly. Second is India's demography is very much in favor of because of the huge working population, young population. So there is a huge optimism, but I think this is slightly misplaced because first of all, see, India will be a miracle economy and China will be going down. This is kind of talk which has been going on in various phases since 1960 at least. And every decade or two, this comes to the fore of the world economy that India will be a wonder economy and China may break down under the pressures of non-democratic setup and so on. My basic understanding is that, let's say if we take today's GDP, 2014 GDP of India and China both, and let India grow at 8% and China at 6%, which are very realistic estimates, not the hyper-optimistic projected by India, like double-digit growth rate and so on. The earliest India can take over China is 2054, not before that. And at the same time, we are assuming that India will be able to continue the business as usual or will better. Whereas we are grossly ignoring the fact that USA is on the track of reinventing itself. The world trade is going to be heavily favored, heavily tilted towards US and EU if the Trans-Pacific Partnership and the Transatlantic Trade and Investment Partnership, the TPP and the TTIP go through. The world will see again a tilt towards, and all said and done, US and EU remain the biggest trade blocs of the world. So if the trade tilts towards those countries, India's exports, imports, both will heavily suffer again. So my short-term view is very optimistic for India. For next 4 or 5 years, India is going to be a wonder economy. However, over a longer term, about 20 years or so, I would sound a bell of caution. I'm not so optimistic because there are a lot of ifs and buts in between.
Now, foreign investment is essential for India's development. What are the pros and cons of investing in India?
I believe I'll take the cons part first. See, there are a lot of infrastructural shortcomings that still exist in India. And all said and done, there is still a lot of long red tape bottlenecks. The most critical problem in India's case is the socialist mindset, where the overly leftist media has cultivated a very devilish image of the foreign corporations, FDI, FII, and the memory of colonization era is still very much alive and kicking. So because of that, there is a huge social resistance, a political resistance against foreign investments at various levels. Now, the pro side is that there is a very pro-market, business-friendly, economy-friendly, and a visionary government at the helm, which is trying to improve the doing business in India index. They are trying to remove the bottlenecks in an actual sense. The best part is there is a huge latent demand. A volcano of aggregate demand, if I may say, is waiting to erupt. The demography is in favor of India. The demand force is there. The supply force with semi-skilled human resources and high-tech workers alike, a huge range of human resources is available. There is a huge opportunity to invest and mint money in all the infrastructure sector, right from roads and electricity distribution to waterways and machinery, electronics and so on, even consumer goods. So there is such a huge business potential in India that even if the world doesn't grow as much, the world doesn't cooperate as much, India with a 1.25 billion plus population itself beats Europe's entire demand in terms of population at least. With emerging purchasing power, I see a huge business opportunity in India. So any foreign entity that wants to enter India can be assured of profits with certain bottlenecks and certain hazards of bureaucratic nature, can be assured of profits for next 10 to 15 years easily, if not more.
The Central Bank of India holds its monetary policy meeting on the 2nd of June. What are you expecting from the policy review, and could we see another rate cut for the third time this year?
See, in the past few months, the 2 cuts have already happened, but those were not sufficient. My expectation is that Reserve Bank of India will be cautious not to cut the rates again, but wait till the next round of review. So till the next quarter, I don't see any great hope of rate cuts. But my wish certainly is that rate cut, at least 50 basis point rate cut, because the inflation CPI, the consumer price index is at about 4.5%. The WPI, the wholesale price index, is already in the near deflation zone. See, the rate cut is demanded but not accepted by RBI, probably because they are trying to control a demand side problem, demand side inflation, through the supply side suppression. Therefore, the poor economics show. But I personally believe that Reserve Bank of India should not mix the demand and supply sides of the economy, and should let go of the rates, should reduce the rates by 50 basis points at least.
And what is your short to mid-term outlook for the rupee?
I think rupee should further weaken. The equilibrium level of rupee should be in the zone of 68 to 70 rupees per dollar, where exports will actually become more competitive than other developing and competing countries. It may be also possible because US dollar is strengthening and the oil prices have soared from about 4 or 5 months back. They were at $50 per barrel. Now it is at 65 approx. So in the face of USD strength and oil prices, it may further fall. But I doubt if the government of India will take that politically risky bait of letting the rupee slide to 68 to 70. And I think they will try to stabilize it at 65, which is not very healthy but still tolerable.
Well, thank you very much for your insights, Siddhartha. Well, that is all from me for now. It's goodbye.